Welcome back to Nice One 983 Amiibo Collecting. Guys, today's the addendum to yesterday's Skylanders edition. Today I have the Dark Edition Donkey Kong and Dark Edition Barrel Blaster. Guys, these are the definitive versions of these figures, in my opinion. A co-worker was gracious enough to lend them to me so we could do a review. He also explained to me that the dark editions of the Skylander starter packs are clearly the route to go. I have a lot of issue with that. I feel like separating the entry point between the standard release and the dark edition release is a severe cash grab. I do not support this. Had I known initially, I might have been more inclined to buy the Dark Edition. But it also might have been off-putting to the point where I never would have made the purchase either. So guys, I'm going to do a quick little review. I don't want to spend too much time on this. So, this version of Donkey Kong comes on a silver engine block versus the gold one in the standard release. Also, the Dark Edition sports a dark paint job. Keeps the tie red. Donkey Kong's fur becomes black. His outfit becomes black with silver trim. The base remains the same. And I believe the barrel gets a shinier outer ring, or shinier outer rings. This is the kind of quality I actually expected upon purchase of the standard edition. Obviously I had my qualms about that. You can watch the other video to get my more detailed review. This figure really does rectify all the issues I had with the standard release. The paint job is immaculate. That was on top of the fact that I really did like the sculpt. So seeing the sculpt with a very good paint job really strengthens my faith in Skylanders as a whole, that the Toys for Bob and Activision can make really well designed Toy Life figures. It's still not as high quality as an Amiibo, but I think it is much better than what I saw yesterday. Ultimately though, like I said, I feel disenfranchised with the franchise. It is clearly a cash grab. Had I known initially, like I said, I might have been inclined to purchase this edition over the standard edition, but as an uneducated consumer, because I'm not indoctrinated into the Skylanders world, I was unaware that the Dark Edition was more for collectors, and it really does come with a collector's style paint job. The paint application really does rectify any and all issues I had with the standard release. It's very off-putting. Let's go ahead and move the barrel blaster to the back, and let's pull the standard edition up. Let me get that comparison in. You guys can decide which you like better. Right off the bat, I'm telling you, I prefer the Dark Edition. It is clearly the definitive version. As far as quality is concerned, like I said, I don't think it really holds up to an Amiibo. The Nintendo's quality control is still better, but this version of Donkey Kong is nothing to laugh at, nothing to sneeze at. It's better overall. I'm just gonna move these guys to the back, and here we have both editions of the Barrel Blaster. I still think these cars are still better than the figure overall. The people who designed the vehicles I feel put in a lot more attention to detail. The one thing I might note is that there's a little bit extra paint application on the standard edition to really help the wheel barrels pop out a little bit more. But for some reason, the dark edition is still better looking. That's neither here nor there. Alright guys, so it's pretty much score time. This, like I said, is this is the definitive version of this figure. I have my qualms, mostly about Activision splitting the entry point but with two separate entries. I thought the $80 entry point was a little high for subpar figures and probably a substandard video game. The Dark Edition clocks in at $100 even. That's an even higher entry point. Yes, the figures are better quality, but that still doesn't necessarily justify the price of the figures in the game. I don't think the figures necessarily are still good. They're not good enough to justify a $100 price tag. While this version of the figure is better, I don't think it's necessarily a bundle mover. I could be wrong. I'm not indoctrinated into Skylanders, as clearly noted yesterday. I'm not. But personally, splitting the price point, I think that's a cash grab, and I'm not going to buy into Skylanders any further. I know it might seem like I'm ranting, but personally, I find this to be shady. But anyway, guys, I'm going to give this one a score. This version of the figure is much better. It is definitely a 6.5. It's still not as high quality as an Amiibo, but it is a definite step in the right direction, especially when we considered what I determined to be substandard figures for the standard release. Guys, that's going to be it for us today. As always, you can hit me up on Twitter at nice1983. You can email me at nice1983@gmail.com. And as always, comment, subscribe, like. And that's going to be it. Thanks for watching. Watch out for Amiibo hunters on the prowl.